watch how Charlie at full strength pummeled Punta Gorda. At least 140-mile-an-hour winds. Boats were tossed like toys. Ducks fought against the tide. And light poles were snapped like twigs.
Never lost something before like this one now.
Juan Hernandez, a power company worker here to do the cleanup, had his life flash before his eyes. He was standing by this window in his room at a hotel when the roof ripped right off and over him.
We were standing on the back edge of this hotel right here when that roof came flying over. Look where it landed, right here, 20 feet from us. The storm surge had no problem reaching over an 8-foot seawall and right into the hotel pool.
Yeah, and the eye is on the east of us here. We're on the weaker side of the eye. We're still getting pretty nasty winds of 50-mile-an-hour gusts at times as the wind wraps around the eye and comes down pretty much out of the north now here in the Inglewood area.
And I can tell you that everything is well over 25 miles an hour. We got gusts now going up into 30 miles an hour. You can see this rain is just pounding us right now. And the streets, oddly enough, there are still some people driving around in this, walking around in it. You can see how rough it is on the trees out here, moving around here. If you can get a shot over here, Phil, you've even got that almost cliche shot of a sign blowing in the wind there. But I mean, by the minute, it is now getting stronger out here. We're gonna have to take a little break. We're just sort of trying to figure out when it's safe, not safe to be out here anymore. We're gonna take some cover.
Take a look at this video. We just got it in. The winds were strong enough to rip a metal roof right off of a post office building. It was blowing so hard, the rain was literally moving sideways from left to right on your screen right now. And this video into us now from Fort Myers. Charlie's 145-mile-per-hour winds were around the center. I don't know how fast it was in Fort Myers at this point, but that one person got caught outside in it and struggling to get through the rain in Fort Myers.
We're just getting our first taste of what this storm is going to bring. We're getting a lot of gusty winds, as you can probably see, rain going sideways at this point, and it's starting to take its effect. Look behind me here. We're at a plaza off of Pleasant Hill Road in Osceola County, actually in Poinciana. You'll see that there are two about 20-foot tall trees that have just been completely uprooted now and are lying on their side, and that is going to be the case the rest of the evening around here. We can see how tough it's starting to get. Wind starting to push us around a lot.
Here we go. We're finally getting our first taste of Charlie. I know Volusians have been not eagerly awaiting, but have been keeping an eye on the storm. They want to know when it gets close to Orlando how strong it is, so they'll have a better idea when it comes through this area and ultimately exits what sort of storm they're dealing with.
To give you an idea, I am 6'4", about 215 pounds. This wind is tossing me all over the place. Very miserable out here right now. Tom had kind of alluded to it a few moments ago that the winds are starting to pick up.
We definitely were at ground zero here in Punta Gorda. Take a look. You may remember we were talking on the phone and we said the roof came flying off of this hotel as we were inside. Look at that. Those are just shells of these rooms right there right now. This roof came flying off as we were inside in an interior hallway, several rooms with the roofs off. In fact, just last night we stayed on the other side of those rooms where we slept while we waited for the storm. Here, that is stucco right there. You can see the windows smashed out, debris all over the ground here with the palm fronds. Everything just went flying here. About 140-mile-an-hour winds is what we estimate that we had here. All kinds of damaged aluminum siding. We were inside as all this came crashing down. You can see the windows up there where they're sheared off. And this is not just from the winds, but debris that was flying from across the street and coming in this direction. Gas station sign, Mystic. Well, don't even really know where that came from, except way across the street there is a gas station, and that stuff all came flying in here. If we can take a look here, you can see some more of the debris. And I want to show you, bear with me again here, I'm going to move our light so we can show you some more of this. Look at all the damage. It was amazing as the hurricane came through. We had the eye right here in Punta Gorda where we were staying. Here's our bank. Windows are gone. Smashed out debris that came flying through here, but that eye wall came into this area. We actually remember about 15-20 minutes of just the strongest winds that were blowing around, and then it died down. We actually saw at one point the sun started peeking through because we were in the eye at that point.
Just to give you perspective of the wind right now, it is swirling, so there's no direct direction, but I have a wall blocking me to the side here. And when I step out from the wall, this is how strong the wind is. Bear with me here as we do this very cautiously. You can see I can actually lean right into the wind. I'm not holding my body up at all. This is all wind holding all of me up, just like that.
Photographer Willie Dixon showing you the wind is really, really strong right now, and the rain, I don't know if you can see, there's a night light, a street lamp up here, and the rain is sort of reflecting off the rain. The rain just keeps whipping around, changing directions. It's falling in sheets. If you can see the rain on the parking lot behind me here, it's just coming in waves. It looks like it's the ocean, just wave after wave.
About 15 minutes ago, you couldn't even see 10 feet in front of your face, and now it's almost like just a light rain, a typical afternoon shower. Now, we do have all sorts of debris all over the place. We heard a loud crash about 15 minutes ago, and I noticed that one of the palm trees behind us had busted up.
If you take a look behind me, you can see the rain continues to come down in sheets. We have very strong wind gusts going on right now, strong enough that my photographer and I have been knocked off our feet several times. We've seen 3 transformers blow in the last few minutes. We lost all of the street lights along Highway 50. They just came back on one at a time. However, they are still out in certain spots. Some of the businesses here also lost power, some of them operating off of battery power and generators for the time being. These people across the street here say they're in it for the long haul. They're planning to stay open 24 hours.
We are seeing some impressive wind squalls right now. The wind is blowing upwards of what's got to be 70, 80, 90 miles per hour. Sheets of metal have been ripped off this building. They have put these basic wind curtains up to try to protect the glass, and as my photographer Gary pans over, you will see them just whipping and ripping in the wind right now. This place is the information fortress. We are told it is built to withstand this. This is where the 911 calls are taking place. This is where they are dispatching people out to Orange County right now, and folks inside are safe, they are sound. It is a concrete structure, but outside we are seeing pieces of metal rip off the roof, tree limbs flying through the parking lot, car doors being ripped off whenever we have actually walked out to our vehicle to try to turn on the live vehicle. I'll try to peel this curtain back right here. You can just see how the wind is amazing. It's hard to actually hold this curtain from the wind. In fact, it wants to lift you off your feet. That is the absolute force of the wind. There goes the curtain right there, right out of my hand. Branches flying, pieces of metal actually coming at me. We're going to go ahead and take shelter.
The rain has really been coming down over the last half an hour or so, and the winds have really started to pick up as Charlie gets closer and closer to the coast here. We've been watching the power go out. You can probably see the black hole behind me, and that's for the most part because then we just saw the Mims Elementary School shelter where we are. The power just went out here. Probably pretty soon a generator will kick on, and hopefully these folks will get power again.
This is what we're seeing a lot of pieces of debris. This piece of sheet metal here whipping right across the parking lot. And look at this tree. You see this tree blowing around here? We can see that tree getting blown around. We've seen the limbs break off piece by piece as the storm really seems to be getting a lot closer to this point right here in Poinciana.
Let me give you a sense for what's going on here. You can see the debris all over the place flying around. We're told this is the worst of Charlie here just off downtown Orlando in a part of the city. Whoa. And I just saw, I don't know, Shane, if you can see, sparks just flew, a power line with sparks that just flew off of it. And of course, you can see the lights on this block have gone out.
This is Hurricane Charlie in our backyard. These winds are about 90 miles an hour. Friday, August 13th, 2004, 9:13 p.m.
All we are is dust in the wind. couple of deaths reported in Central Florida, mostly down in Fort Myers and Punta Gorda, with his body bags laying around everywhere. We had a Category 2. It was a Category 4 when it hit the shore down in Fort Myers. So we only experienced Category 2 last night, the footage you saw. But we were very lucky. Minimal damage. Swimming pool's pretty nasty. Lots of leaves and stuff at the bottom. That'll be the one cool, fun thing, digging that stuff out. Joseph and I are gonna traipse out of the neighborhood here. Go to my office and see if I can get some things going. This big tree here fell down. This whole wall here actually just collapsed from the wind. Believe that. This huge tree here fell, broke that fence. Can't see that too well. That whole wall right there is down. Our lovely Bryn sign just flopped it right over. Wow. Church got hit pretty bad. There's trees. Tree right there got hit. All these trees are down. The electricity comes through those wires, and when those wires get clipped, it's huge. Good Lord. This looks like a wreckage place.
Like a dog without a bone, an actor out alone, riders on the storm. There's a killer on the road. His brain is squirming like a toad. Take a long holiday. Let your children play. If you give this man a ride, sweet family will die. Killer on the road. Yeah. Girl, you gotta love your man.
Yeah.
Girl, you gotta love your man. Take him by the hand.
Good morning.
Make him understand. The world on you depends. Sound like the never end. Gotta love your man.
process cleaning up.
Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm.
Bring a ladder. I'm not doing that.
You're scaring me.
roofs, downed trees, and flooding. Just some of the damage being discovered on Florida's battered Gulf Coast from Hurricane Charlie. The powerful Category 4 storm roaring north from Key West and across Florida with winds of 145 miles an hour finally made landfall in the small coastal city of Punta Gorda. Storm surge was estimated at 10 to 15 feet by midday. A last-minute wobble to the east brought the storm ashore Friday afternoon far south of where originally forecast.
Hurricane forecasting is not a perfect science. There is an uncertainty to those forecasts, and we must respect Mother Nature.
That jog spared the densely populated Tampa area, where nearly 2 million people have been ordered to evacuate. They spent the day in shelters.
I don't think my condo is going to survive a 120-mile-an-hour breeze.
Florida has already been declared a federal disaster area. A preliminary estimate pegs damage at $15 billion.
Based on where it went with the storm surge that the computer models show, that there's going to be significant damage on the coast.
Governor Jeb Bush and other state leaders will survey the damage on Saturday. Meanwhile, Charlie exits into the Atlantic. Its next target unknown, though watches and warnings are now posted from Georgia north.
Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm.